As the sun casts its golden rays over the vast expanse of Lake Michigan, there's more to this serene landscape than meets the eye. Beyond its shimmering waters lie tales of mystery and intrigue that have baffled many over the years. Today, we take a journey through the mysteries of the Lake Michigan Triangle. Lake Michigan, one of the 5 Great Lakes of North America, is renowned not just for its vast expanse and scenic beauty. It's also the epicenter of numerous mysteries, the most famous of which is the Lake Michigan Triangle. This triangle, often compared to the infamous Bermuda Triangle, stretches from Ludington to Benton Harbor in Michigan and to Manitowoc in Wisconsin. Over the years, it has been the site of numerous unexplained disappearances and strange occurrences. Today, we take a look at some bizarre cases associated with the Lake Michigan Triangle. Before the Bermuda Triangle became a household name, Lake Michigan had its own triangle of mysteries. One of the earliest mysteries associated with the Lake Michigan Triangle is the vanishing of the sailing ship, the Griffin, along with its crew on September 18, 1679. After anchoring at La Grande Baie, now known as Green Bay, the Griffin took on a cargo of 12,000 pounds of fur and embarked towards Lake Erie. Yet, the ship never reached its intended destination, and to this day, no verified traces of it have been found. Some speculate that a storm might have claimed the Griffin, while others believe that local tribes like the Ottawas or Potawatomis might have attacked, killing the crew and setting the ship on fire. The ship's creator, René Robert Cavalier, Sieur de la Salle, held the belief that the crew intentionally sank the Griffin to steal the fur cargo. However, concrete evidence supporting any of these theories remains elusive. As the years rolled on, the lake claimed more vessels, each with its own haunting tale. Among them was the Thomas Hume, a ship that faced nature's fury and left behind a legacy of questions. On May 21, 1891, 2 schooners, the Thomas Hume and Rue Simmons, departed from a port after delivering lumber to Chicago. Their next destination was the Hackley Hume Lumber Mill in Muskegon. However, facing a sudden squall, the Rue Simmons decided to head back to Chicago, waiting for better weather. The Thomas Hume, on the other hand, pressed on but tragically vanished, taking with it the 6 crew members. In an attempt to locate the missing schooner, Hackley Hume dispatched a search vessel and even put up a $300 reward, but their efforts were in vain. Many speculated about the ship's fate. The prevailing theory was that the Thomas Hume was claimed by the same storm that made the Rue Simmons turn back. Some, including Charles Hackley, theorized a collision with another ship led to its sinking. In 2006, an employee from A&T Recovery stumbled upon the shipwreck of the Thomas Hume while looking for a missing Navy aircraft. Miraculously, the ship was nearly intact, lying 150 feet underwater, preserved by the lake's chilly depths. After examining the ship, the Michigan Shipwreck Research Association deduced that a storm was the likely cause of the ship's demise. They stated that a collision was unlikely due to the well-preserved state of the ship. But not all mysteries of the lake revolve around storms and treacherous waters. The Rosa Belle's repeated misfortunes present a puzzle that has perplexed many, a ship that seemed to be cursed by the lake itself. The Rosa Belle, also known as Rosa Belle, was a 2-masted schooner that transported goods to the House of David in Benton Harbor. On 2 occasions between 1875 and 1926, the ship was discovered overturned in Lake Michigan, mysteriously devoid of its crew. In 1875, while crossing the lake, a car ferry stumbled upon the Rosa Belle, which was capsized. The ship's 10-man crew had vanished without a trace. After the discovery, the schooner was righted and taken back to its Milwaukee port, where it continued its service. Fast forward to October 1921, the Rosa Belle was set to embark with a cargo of potatoes and maple lumber. Yet, Captain Ed Johnson had an unsettling feeling and decided against boarding the ship. His son later revealed that Johnson had sensed an impending disaster. Despite the crew's efforts to persuade him, Johnson remained adamant. The ship set sail without him. A few days later, The Rosa Belle was found overturned once more, its crew missing. Notably, the ship's stern was gone, suggesting a possible collision. However, no other vessel reported an accident. After an investigation, the Coast Guard concluded that the Rosa Belle hadn't collided with another ship. Sometimes, it's not the entire ship, but a single soul that becomes the center of a maritime enigma, such as the tale of Captain George R. Donner, whose baffling disappearance from his cabin remains one of Lake Michigan's most haunting stories. Captain George R. Donner helmed the O.M. McFarland, a vessel transporting coal. On his 58th birthday, April 28, 1937, the ship loaded 9,800 tons of coal from Erie, Pennsylvania, setting course for Port Washington, Wisconsin. Navigating through challenging ice floes, Captain Donner spent prolonged hours on the bridge. Upon reaching Lake Michigan, he retreated to his cabin, asking the crew to notify him as they approached their destination. However, 3 hours later, as they neared Port Washington, the second mate found Donner's cabin door locked from the inside. Thinking the captain might be in the galley, he checked there, but Donner was nowhere to be found. A thorough search ensued, and the crew eventually forced open the cabin door, only to find it empty. Given Donner's size, it was improbable for him to exit through the cabin's portholes. Moreover, there were no indications of him being in a distressed state. Despite extensive searches by nearby ships and ports, Captain Donner remained missing, leaving behind a maritime mystery. The mysteries of the Lake Michigan Triangle aren't confined to its waters. The skies above have their own tales of sorrow and intrigue. Among the most heart-wrenching is the tragedy of Northwest Airlines Flight 2501, a journey that ended in despair. On the evening of June 23, 1950, Northwest Airlines Flight 2501, piloted by Captain Robert Lind, was flying over Lake Michigan. The aircraft was a Douglas DC-4, a popular four-engine propeller-driven airliner of the era. On board were 55 passengers and a crew of 3, making a total of 58 souls. As the flight progressed, the crew requested a descent from 3,500 feet to 2,500 feet due to severe electrical storms and turbulent weather conditions in the area. However, the request was denied by air traffic control because of other traffic at the lower altitude. Shortly after this communication, Flight 2501 disappeared from radar screens, and no further transmissions were received from the aircraft. The next morning, debris and oil slicks began appearing on the surface of Lake Michigan. It was a grim confirmation that the plane had crashed into the lake. Among the debris were personal items, fragments of the aircraft, and human remains. Despite extensive search efforts, the main wreckage of Flight 2501 was never located, and the exact cause of the crash remains a mystery to this day. The tragedy of Flight 2501 is particularly significant as it stands as the deadliest commercial airliner accident in American history at that time. Every now and then a story emerges that defies all logic and understanding. Steven Kubaki's disappearance and sudden reappearance is one such tale, a narrative that blurs the lines between reality and the inexplicable. In February 1978, Steven Kubaki, a student at Hope College in Holland, Michigan, went skiing near the Lake Michigan area. The next day, his skis and poles were found on a snowbank near the beach, with his footprints leading up to the edge of the frozen lake. But Steven was nowhere to be found. An extensive search was launched, but no trace of him was discovered. Then 15 months later, Steven reappeared in Pittsfield, Massachusetts, 700 miles away from where he had disappeared. He was wearing the same clothes he had on the day he vanished. Steven claimed he had no memory of the period he was missing. He said he woke up in a field wearing unfamiliar clothes with a satchel beside him, containing maps, none of which he recognized. Steven's story remains one of the most baffling and mysterious disappearances and reappearances in the annals of missing person cases. Beneath the waves of Lake Michigan lie secrets that date back millennia. The discovery of an underwater formation reminiscent of Stonehenge, challenges our understanding of history and the ancient civilizations that might have once thrived here. In 2007, while scanning the lake's bottom for shipwrecks, researchers discovered a series of aligned stones 40 feet underwater. The stones appeared to be arranged in a circle, similar to the famous Stonehenge in England. Intriguingly, one of the stones had a carving that resembled a mastodon, an extinct animal that roamed North America over 10,000 years ago. This discovery has led to various theories, including the possibility of an ancient civilization that once inhabited the region. The true origins and purpose of this underwater Stonehenge remain a topic of debate and research. But the mysteries aren't just ancient, they're also otherworldly. The mysteries of Lake Michigan aren't confined to its waters. The skies above have also been a hotspot for unexplained phenomena. In March 1994, another significant sighting occurred over Holland, Michigan. Multiple witnesses reported seeing strange triangular UFOs in the sky. These objects were also tracked by radar, and their rapid and erratic movements were unlike any conventional aircraft. The National Weather Service in Muskegon even captured the radar returns of these objects, further validating the eyewitness accounts. Numerous UFO sightings have been reported within the Lake Michigan Triangle. We'll go over those in a future video. As we delve into these tales, the Lake Michigan Triangle stands as a testament to the many mysteries that our world holds. Some of these stories might find explanations in the future, while others may remain enigmas forever. But one thing is certain: the waters and skies of Lake Michigan will continue to captivate our imagination and challenge our understanding of the known and the unknown. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please like, subscribe, and comment. Your support truly does mean a lot to us. Until next time, goodbye and take care.